Doçent Doktor Admir
The third one is by Admir Osmanovic, Professor Osmanovic from Bosnia and Herzegovina. He will tell about an ideal defense model for the ASRICA structure, ASRICA Defense Forces. We had a technical glitch a while ago. Hopefully it has been resolved. Professor Admir, the floor is yours now.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I just want to do the confirmation that you can hear me and that you can see me, because I'm using my mobile phone for this presentation.
Yes, we can hear you and see you very well. Welcome once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the confirmation. So I am really disappointed because I couldn't attend from the very beginning of this conference, and I missed some of the presentations, but I hope that our hosts will disseminate the materials of the conference, and we will be able to see and to read all the presentations of our distinguished colleagues. What I wanted today to present actually is related to non-existent security network among Islamic countries. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is something that we can relate from our Bosnian perspective, from the perspective of the Bosnian Muslims, to the horror that we went through some 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, when we witnessed one horrible aggression and attack on the Muslim population of Bosnia and Herzegovina, on our culture, religion, and our tradition. But also if I will step out from my own experience or experience of my people and experience of my country, we can see definitely that the most important tensions, conflicts, and wars are happening in the region of the Middle East and the wider region of Islamic geography. Now, we can speak about, of course, the conflict and war in Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, Sudan. We can see from this perspective that the war and the most important geopolitical struggles are happening in the region of Islamic geography. In that sense, involvement of other political or military alliances are very well visible. The NATO under the leadership of the United States, but recently with the Syrian conflict, also thanks to the rise of the Russia under President Vladimir Putin, the involvement of that world power became crucial when we speak about the end and the solution for the Syria and the Syrian people. Who is not offering dominantly the program and the possible solution for the Syrians, for example, or any other Muslim country, are the Muslims themselves. Why they are not offering? Because we cannot see, or this is maybe just my European perspective, I don't know. What is the main interest of the Middle Eastern countries? Do they have their one main goal when we speak about Middle Eastern countries? And can they gather around that one specific goal? For Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iran, and all other countries, can we see that goal? I don't see it. One common goal for all of them. At the first place, we are talking ideologically about the countries who are sharing so many things in common. once it was one state for some period of time. One ideology, if we can consider Islam as ideology, with the specific elements and characteristics of it, with very influential thought about community, with very influential thought about mutual aid. And all of these issues, unfortunately, somehow we are missing from our perspective. We don't see when we speak about Muslim countries, particularly in the region of the Middle East or in MENA region. So what is the main interest? What it should be? From my perspective, from my point of view, I believe that the peace and stability should be the first and the most important goal for all of these countries. But what these countries should establish and have as a protector of this stability and peace, no need, as we say here in Bosnia, to invent warm water. It already exists. The rapid intervention forces should be established as a mutual organization for all of these countries, with very specific tasks. And in that sense, I believe that Middle Eastern countries, Muslim countries of that region, can follow the European countries who are establishing their own military organization, even if they are participating within NATO from 1999, European Union intervention or rapid intervention forces. And they are working through the something known as the Petersberg tasks. They are keeping the peace. They are securing the peaceful environment. They are helping those in need through the humanitarian aid, and they are managing the crisis. All these four perspectives are so necessary for the Middle East and Muslim countries, and to work on them together, to work on them through the mutual and common action. Call it peace action, intervention, or whatever else. But to manage the crisis, and we are witnessing the crisis in Sudan, we are witnessing the crisis in Libya. In that sense, in that context, we can speak about the crisis in the Mediterranean, Eastern Mediterranean basin. Very important for the Muslim countries, but from the perspective of some of them, it looks like a Turkish intervention, non-legitimate intervention in that area. So I believe, and I am hoping that the leaders of the Muslim countries, Middle Eastern countries, will broaden their own perspective. They will realize that they have to take their own destiny in their hands. That the time when NATO, the foreigners, the world powers dominated this area should finish. And if you want, from my perspective as a Muslim, I am praying for that day, that we should realize, as a late President Alija Izetbegović said, that we are the mediator nation. And he said nation, he thought about is the Muslim Ummah, and that our position is the privileged position in the world, that we can mediate among other powers, and through that mediation to rise again as a Muslim Ummah. But we have to start and to take some steps in that direction. One of the steps I strongly believe is to establish the rapid forces, the military rapid forces, with the specific tasks: to offer humanitarian aid, to keep the peace, and to manage the crisis. all together. If we will, our generation, your generation, I don't know, will succeed in that task, Alhamdulillah, I believe that we are on the right path. But all what is going on in the last 30 years in that region, of course, as a historian, I know that it lasts for more than the century, but let's be focused on last 30 years. Is strongly witnessing that path, that action is necessary. And to conclude, I believe that everything what is going on in Turkey under the presidency and the leadership of the ARCA party and President Erdogan is very positive and will reflect, inshallah, Muslim world, specifically the region of Middle East and North Africa. This is the core of the mankind, the core of the civilization. The Fertile Crescent is the region where everything started and probably where everything will end. In that sense, we as a Muslims have to gather ourselves to find the common interests and to start to think from our own perspective, not from the perspective of the others. In that sense, I'm very glad that I had the possibility to participate today to disseminate these few messages. Unfortunately, I had a problem with my laptop, but also the mobile phone was quite enough to share these ideas. Once again, maybe it is pandemia, but maybe this kind of the congresses with these topics should be continued, and next years, not only 1 year, the next years, with our gathering somewhere in Turkey or other Islamic country. I thank you for your attention. I thank you for having me, and you have one huge salam from Sarajevo. Assalamu alaikum.
Biz çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Well, we would like to thank you very much.